In 5, 4, 3. Hello, Internet. Welcome to episode 2 of... No, wait, you gotta make sure to see it. Episode 2 of Seriously Beyond. This time we're gonna roll an intro. I'm gonna do that right now. You guys ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, that's the first time you guys get to see that. Those two have already seen it, but everybody else hasn't. So, I'm gonna have to turn my volume down just a little bit. So the idea of this show is we're kind of veering off from the original idea of Seriously Cast. We are going more with kind of a tinfoil hat, like paranormal and what? Can somebody jump in here, because I'm a loss for words for describing what we're doing here.
So going over things that are not normal, things are a little bit more strange. The paranormal, definitely, maybe cryptids, maybe some crazy stuff from space. Who knows?
Yes. Okay. My name is Ike. If you follow the channel, you probably already know who I am. And to my, I guess that's my left, is go ahead and introduce yourself, Teresa.
Hi, I'm Teresa. So I'm part of the podcast here. I've always been interested in the paranormal stuff, and when I do my research, I'd like to share it with the world. So hopefully we can get some more people knowledge about knowledge. Is that a word? So
Learned.
more people interested, more people learned about the paranormal activity out there and about stuff beyond the five senses, the unexplained.
And Nick.
I'm Nick. I've dealt with ghosts and other strange things basically my entire life, and so I like to tell people about it and study it. At one point in time, I was doing ghost hunting. I haven't done it for a while, but hopefully get it back into that. And really interested in things that have to do with interdimensional stuff and space, and you name it, I'm into it. It's all fun.
Awesome. We're hoping to be setting up a ghost hunt at my grandmother's place sometime in the near future. I'm actually going to go see her on Saturday. I'm going to mention it. The problem is she might not be okay with it. But we're probably good. My dad said he's going to help us get her out of the house for a weekend, and we're just going to set up and do it. Because he's like, yeah, I could just plan a trip with her. We can like go to the beach or something, and she can just come with me. And then you got a key to the house already. Just go in and do it. I don't know if not getting permission to do a ghost hunt is something that'll ruin it or make it better.
It might make it better.
Could be better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Well, I was thinking along the lines of like with vampires, they have to get permission to enter the house. If we don't have permission to enter the space, will that agitate any kind of thing that's there?
It's very possible.
Which might be for good television.
That's true.
If we were on television. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. I was watching a video and this came up on it. And so I delved deep into it. And this was interesting. So this lady has a TikTok. I forgot her name. Let's pull that up really quick. Her TikTok is Bets in Angel 69. The 69 is not a sexual thing. That was the year she was born. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up her TikTok here real quick. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but this was a really interesting situation here. So we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go through, and I have some of the videos pulled up into a thing. So she has it's just a normal TikTok, but she has a house and she lives right across the street from a church. And one day she caught this video here. And you can kind of see it right here. It's this thing that's just pacing back and forth in the woods behind the parking lot of this church. And so you can kind of see it. It's very faint in this video. The next one is a little bit better. And so this was uploaded on the 20th of May of last year. So it's about a year old.
Yeah, it looks like there's just some sort of a shadow moving back and
Yeah.
forth.
I think I have this at a 1080. Yeah, it's at 1080. Okay, here's the next one. So you can actually see it a lot better. You can see it a lot better here.
Talia, get over here.
There it is right there. This kind of reminds me of the Sasquatch footage.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I agree.
So in between these
You see
videos, she has kind of like videos where she sits and
Just
talks to the
walks
camera
back and
about
forth,
this.
Back and forth, back and forth.
And if you go and look at her thing, you can actually see she looks distraught here. And then as she goes, she just looks more and more like tired and worn out. And it's really creepy to watch. But here, let's keep going with this because this gets kind of weird and scary coming up in a second.
Okay, so everybody that's been kind of curious, this is the church that's directly across the street from my house that I was explaining. This is the area where we see that
You can see it here.
figure. It just walks back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Every day, all day. Now I've been over there a couple of times.
In this one, it's very pronounced. You can actually kind of see a baseball cap on it. So my theory is when I first saw this, it was really creepy. But then I did a lot of research, and the common theory is it's a homeless person or a person with mental disabilities or mental health issues.
Two big dogs that were off leash came out and
because this isn't a shadow figure because you can actually see a pronounced arm there.
As soon as we're done with our schoolwork, I will record myself going across the street and show you that as you walk over, you no longer see what appears to be a person pacing back and forth for just hours and hours and days. I think today's like day 5.
So this has been happening for like a week straight. This is a video of her dog freaking out.
What do you see over there, bud?
Yeah, she needs to get a night vision camera.
They have security cameras, and there is some security camera footage we'll be looking at later.
Oh, cool.
There it is again. It's just really, really weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Although, on a side note, her dog is really cute.
Oh yeah, she has an
Talia,
adorable
go get
dog.
Daddy. Go get Daddy.
Oh, here. No, this is so. In between some of these videos, there's like 3 or 4 like videos of her with her camera in her car talking about it. And so she's kind of describing the situation. So this video footage here, there's actually other footage that they took her husband's phone and they put it down on their side of the street and recorded themselves crossing the street, and they like stopped and looked at the camera like, okay, we're gonna go in and look at this. So this gets really weird because then they're walking up to the area here, and she's eventually gonna say hello, and then something weird happens.
Alright, well, here's the spot.
I don't see anything.
No, I don't either. I mean, it's pretty full. Hello? Is anybody there? I'm so nervous. What was that?
I don't know.
Do you need help? Fuck!
Did you hear that?
I heard
No.
something.
So here, let's back it up here. So when she says, "Do you need any help?" you hear this noise coming from the forest.
Fuck!
Did you hear it that time?
Yeah.
And so in the cell phone footage that the husband has, you can see them running back from the forest across the street. Okay, here we're gonna keep watching. So this is
going nuts.
more video about her dog, and she talks about hearing screaming.
She's just out here barking like crazy. I swear. I swear I can hear screams.
I think I can still hear that same wail right there that she's talking about hearing screams. It sounds like the exact same wail from earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to do this last part.
All right, so I don't know if she's going to explain it. I'll explain it, then let her explain it again. So in this video here, she it was like 2 a.m. They got woken up with the sound of a man screaming. And in the security footage, at the exact same time that they heard the man screaming, there's going to be a mist coming up through the security footage. And she says it's like a clear day, and the mist comes up.
Part in 2 videos or less. All right, this is a view from our security camera. You can see the church over there. There's nobody there. Nobody has gone in or out. There's not even a car driving by. There's nobody in our yard. Nobody in our driveway. Sorry, our timestamp is completely wrong. I know this because at about 2 a.m. we hear what sounds like a male just screaming, and I can show you the moment it happens because you'll see that. What is that? It's like, and I know it's this moment that it happens because in about a second my husband grabs his gun and he runs outside.
And that was it. And they do have more security camera footage, but it's mostly just night vision footage of her husband in his boxers holding a gun. And I didn't really want to show that. So if anybody's interested, we'll put it in the description down below. They can go check out their TikTok. They have a YouTube channel, but it's you can see right there. There's the footage of him. And so it's essentially their YouTube channel is essentially the TikTok videos, but they did a compilation themselves, and they said they're going to do more updates, and they haven't had any updates other than the one video.
Oh yeah, there he is. I just saw him on the preview.
But I just thought that was really interesting. And so like this is just a normal like TikTok channel. They've got videos like this on there of their adorable dog. And I don't want to. Yeah, our thing's gonna get demonetized now with that song. But if you guys want to check this out, go ahead and go to there. My sincerest hope is please do not harass these people. If you go there and check it out, don't contact them. And if you do, only contact them with positive things, positive thoughts. There is, and in my research, I was able to find the exact church on Google Maps, and I was able to view the area. I'm going to suggest if you do that, don't go there. Please.
Don't go there.
Yeah, don't harass anybody. That's not cool.
No, it's not. It's the reason why the Goonies house isn't accessible anymore. I'm talking to you, fandom. Those fucking assholes that went there and left beers at 2 a.m. Fuck those guys.
Always the fandom that ruins everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see here. This needs to go there. That goes there. No, wait, where's the other one? Oh, there we go. Okay. I am a professional. We are professionals here. Also, I've got my prickly pear cider.
I am drinking the return of Pepsi Blue. Oh, wonderful.
Out in space. How nice for you, Nick.
This
Got
is not
coffee.
This is not very good. Yeah, I don't like it. I should have gotten a different thing. Okay, we are ready to move on. So what do we got here? As she gets a mouthful of coffee.
So I got cursed movies, and from on the sets, curses that have happened, strange phenomena that works out during the movie on the sets with the actors, with the cast, and just extra little horror stories for making those horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
So the manifesting of I would say paranormal activity for sure. Did you hear about the let's see, we all know The Exorcist, for an example.
Yes.
Everybody, I think just about everybody's seen The Exorcist. If you haven't, you probably should. It was originally from Roland Doe, was the kid back in 1949 who was exorcised.
That the Exorcist is sort of based on. I thought it was. I
Yes.
thought the Exorcist was kind of like an amalgamation based on several different things. I could be wrong.
The original was about Roland Doe, so that was the storyline came from. Is about his exorcism, and then they filled it in with other parts. On the movie set, there they had problems. For example, the actor that played Regan's mom, she got pulled back with a harness, and her actual scream is actually filmed.
Yeah, because she broke her back because they pulled her back too hard.
Yep, and that's her actual scream. They decided to use it. So it's
something else I heard about that movie is the director of that film had a shotgun with blanks and would fire the shotgun on set to keep everybody on edge so that they could get that, so they could record that feeling of them being uncertain about what they're doing. And so if you're like an actor and you're like, is he gonna fire the shotgun while I'm doing this take here? You'll fucking see it. And so it's not really what is it, method acting, it's method directing.
That's always good. God, there's so many other movies out there. But a couple things did happen on The Exorcist, and they were just kind of they felt uncomfortable during it. Two actors died before the release of it. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Excuse me.
I've seen some of these movies that are on this list. Like The Exorcism of Emily Rose was actually a really interesting one.
I love The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
I saw it in the theater like 4 times. I worked at a movie theater at the time, but so it was funny because I went and saw it with a friend of mine, and he's actually one of the guys that's going to be helping with the ghost hunt. But I went and saw it with a friend of mine. He's like kind of sort of religious or whatever, and so that whole like 3 o'clock thing in the movie, that weird things would happen at 3 o'clock. We went and saw it, and he was freaked out. So that morning, I stayed up till 3, and I called him.
Nice.
That is weird.
Because I'm an asshole like that. There we go, The Exorcist. Let's go ahead and read this one, because we were just talking about it. The shocking nature of the movie likely contributed to superstitions about it being cursed, but The Exorcist suffered from an on-set fire, serious injuries for its stars, and 8 deaths of those who worked on the movie. At the Rome premiere, a 400-year-old cross fell from a church after being struck by lightning, adding to a major dose of spookiness. Here, we were just talking about Emily Rose, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that one up too, real quick. So here it is. A film about a demonic possession has cursed written all over it. According to lead Jennifer Carpenter, creepy things began happening as she filmed the movie, which was based on the real-life exorcism case of Annalise Michael. Her stereo would turn on of its own accord, and at one point woke Carpenter up blaring the Pearl Jam song "Alive." One of my favorite parts about the Emily Rose movie is it's a court drama, and the reason that that's creepy is because they give the real world examples about how this could happen, and then they also give the paranormal or the church examples about how this could happen, and it kind of leaves the whole story, the whole idea, and the whole creepiness or the spookiness in your own mind. So yeah. Do you want to continue with the church archdiocese story, or do you want to continue with the scientific method story? And the main storyline isn't just Emily Rose; it's also the main character, the the girl that's defending the defender of the priest that killed Emily Rose, quote unquote, killed Emily Rose, and it's her religious affliction and like her turmoil with her religious beliefs. And in the end, they never actually tell you. The movie doesn't tell you if it happened or not. They leave it just dead. Like, you get to decide yourself.
Yeah.
That part I did not like about the movie. I
Why?
want it to be finalized.
What? No,
I
that's
like
the
final.
that's the best part.
Final.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of like top 10 or top 20 like spookiest things that happened in the year videos or whatever lately, because my sleep schedule's borked. Like, I've been like, I go to bed, I'll try to go to bed at like 10, but I'll wake up at like 2 and I won't go back to bed until like 11 a.m. It's all just 2 a.m. and I'll just be watching ghost videos.
Do you remember us talking about the Possession, that movie that's on Netflix, I believe, right now for everybody to watch?
Oh yeah, we've got a thing
There
thing
it is.
here for that. All right, what do you got on that one?
Yep, the owner was Jason Haxton, and he asked the producer when he found out about the movie, "Hey, do you want to use the real box? I got it." And they're like, "No, do not bring it here."
For people who haven't seen it, what is the box?
The box. It is a religious box. I guess it's Jewish tradition or Jewish faith has it that a demon or genie or something could be trapped in the box, and they call it a Dybbuk box.
So it's like a vessel they can trap a spirit in.
Yeah. Yes. So they had the actual one. Somebody had bought a real one, and they asked if they wanted to use it. The guy said he's been afflicted with stuff, but do you want to use it anyway? And they're like, no, we don't want to use the real one. And Jeffrey Morgan, who is an actor on that movie, he actually said that stuff was going around. Neon lights were bursting out on set. That never happened. And I guess 5 days after filming it, they got some kind of storage in Vancouver with all the props from the set, including the box, and it burned to the ground, and they have no idea why or how the fire started.
That's exactly what this article was saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Very interesting.
Oh man, there was something else I wanted to talk about on this episode. You guys ever hear about the what is it? I don't know why I thought about this. The Hopkinsville Goblins.
I can't say that I have.
Ooh.
Why is that so
Okay.
familiar?
I will save it for next time. Well, I'll talk about it next time. Unless you want to talk about it now, I can talk about it now.
Mm. Well, we
got
can
a
save it
little
for
bit
next
of time.
time. Sounds like a better topic. You got Amityville right there pulling up.
Oh yeah, here we go.
That's a great one where they said it was just creepier than heck. Lorraine Warren and Ed and Lorraine Warren talked about it. And those two are the paranormal spiritualists. I would say ghost hunters, the original ones. They actually did work on the Amityville house. They were there. They were, Lorraine talks about it, just not a good place at all. She said the stuff happened, and now we don't know whether, to believe whether the guy who originally, was it Defoe, whether he killed him or not, whether he was possessed.
I don't think he was possessed. I just think he was mentally ill.
I don't know. But maybe it takes somebody mentally ill to be possessed.
Of the three of us, I'm the skeptic in the group. I totally am.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about possession or anything like that, but everything I've read about it does suggest that it takes somebody of like weak constitution.
Well, the Emily Rose stuff is really interesting because it's based on a real case. So Emily Rose is actually based on a real case where the girl died in the possession or the because she was so supposed to be possessed by demons or whatever, or a demon or whatever, but she died due to malnourishment, and I believe it was she didn't have enough water, so she was what's the word for it?
Dehydrated.
Dehydration. And so she she had schizophrenia and grand mal seizures. And so it just seemed like, so she had schizophrenia, so she was also like learning different languages like they talk about in the movie. And so she did know other languages, so she would have schizophrenic episodes where she would just recite things or say stuff or yell at her parents or didn't want to have anything to do with certain things. And so I can kind of see the idea of a weak-willed person being able to be what's the word, possessed, but there's also, you got to take into account like real world phenomena, i.e. like people having like episodes and mental health issues. I think that it's just a religion disguised as no, what is it? It's mental health issues disguised as religious issues or demonic issues. And it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to talk about because we do need to, like, back in the day when exorcism were like a dime a dozen, they did it a lot. Like, we didn't have as much mental health research as we do now, and it's easier to just say, oh, they're just the possessed person, so we're gonna just throw the religious person at them, hope it works.
Yeah, another thing we could talk about on another episode is all the sanitariums in places where they kept the people that were sick and insane and all the torture that happened.
That's where a lot of like ghost videos come from. It's like sanitariums and shit. Yeah. Which also leads me back to the video that we just watched from the church. It's interesting that happened in a church, like in a forest behind a church.
Well, I tell you what, man, of all the places I've ever gone when there's nobody there, other than maybe a couple of people, churches have been some of the creepiest places I've ever gone.
Yes. Okay, sorry, we kind of side railed Teresa's thing. Do you still have more?
No, that was it.
That was it.
You know the guy that played the Passion of the Christ?
Jim Caviezel.
Yes. You hear about he was struck by lightning. He got hypothermia. He was sick on the set. I guess pretty weird. He accidentally got really whipped. Apparently on set.
Yeah, they had like a fake thing on his back, and it like went behind, and like got ripped skin out of the side of his body.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's horrible. But I'm telling you do these movies, and I think something happens. Something follows you.
What about the poltergeist with the like in Poltergeist #2, the little girl that died like right before the premiere,
and the sister died too.
And that one is like just really weird because there's a lot of like death that goes along with that franchise. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we have what's called dead air.
Never have dead air.
Yes, never have dead air. Okay. So we're at a good point to do what's called a segue. I don't have a good segue for this. Nick, what do you got?
Well, the interesting thing that I've got is Columbia County, and specifically St. Helens in Columbia County.
Is there a spot that you want to start with, like links?
Let's start with this one here. This is the old website, Strange USA. It's
This looks like it was made on GeoCities.
It is a quite old website. It's kind of I think it's kind of a disservice that it's gone, though, honestly, because there used to be a lot of witness accounts and stuff that people would put up, and there's all kinds of pictures and stuff. But in St. Helens specifically, there's a bunch of places that people say are haunted.
People at home can't see it because it's off to the left here, but it is from the Wayback Machine. So this is a archive of the website.
Yeah.
Not that that's important.
So in St. Helens, some of the more uh, well-known places that were haunted, starting on this list here, the high school is supposed to be haunted by a young gal that had died during some kind of a
Oh,
rehearsal of some
the
sort.
link worked.
Yeah, sometimes they work on the Wayback Machine, sometimes they don't. This gal is supposed to be in the auditorium where they do the plays and such, and she messes with the lights and the curtains, and chairs get messed with, and costumes go missing. Um,
Hmm.
one of one of the people that I've talked to before, when they were working on some play, they claimed to have seen a fire start and then go out, but I witness testimony is only so good when it comes to stuff like this.
Last updated 2006.
Yeah,
But also, do you know how old that high school is?
it's quite old. I don't know exactly how old the St. Helens High School is. It's built in the 50s.
So it's at least 60. I don't know how to math. No, we're at 2020, so it's 70.
70 years old.
Yeah. So
I know how to math.
You could call something like this sort of a newer haunting if you want to, a building that's not like super old, but it's got some activity in it.
Yeah.
And where was it built on? What was it built on? What was prior?
Actually, there's a picture somewhere that you can find. I don't know where it's at, but it's got this old growth forest, and you got this wagon going through, and they're getting ready to cut down some trees and stuff. Right where that high school was a logging operation. In fact, most of Columbia County was actually owned by a logging company, and so that actually might be it. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah.
Great.
So this logging company, they actually were the ones that settled in the area. There's a bunch of different camps around in Columbia County that no longer exist, of course, because when the logging operations moved around, they would tear them down and rebuild them somewhere else. But
Right, so
the first,
they would have like towns that would build up around where they're logging, and they'd be there for a couple months, and then when they were done logging that area, they'd move the town somewhere else.
yeah. So in Columbia County, to go along with the logging, the actual first recorded death in Columbia County was by crushing from a tree.
That makes sense.
And so in the Pioneer Cemetery, way out on Pittsburgh Road, like way beyond the gravel, and it's kind of hidden in the middle of nowhere, that's where that guy is actually buried. And unfortunately, that graveyard, most of the stones have been desecrated or stolen. So
That's fucked
you
up.
got, you got all of the real nice people taking care of things, unfortunately.
Thank you, Portland. Wait, no, that might not be a Portland thing.
Yeah, no, it's
it probably is though.
Stumptown, they cut him down.
the big problem in Columbia County with those back roads is you've got a lot of kids that go back there trying to party to get away from the cops and stuff, and so they'll go and they'll leave garbage and they'll knock stuff over because they're drunk, and it's a real problem actually.
That's what I did when I was a teenager. I went to a graveyard, kicked over a few tombstones.
So another place in St. Helens is actually kind of interesting. Kinder Cemetery is actually pretty interesting. So
Kinder
this
Cemetery.
is a decently old graveyard along Highway 30, just outside of Columbia City on the way to Deer Island.
I'm gonna pull up the Google Maps for it.
Okay.
Keep talking though.
The most reported thing there is a ghost that people call George. There's a couple of different Georges that are buried in there. Nobody knows which one it is. But sometimes people will see or hear somebody talking with a very manly voice, and so they assume that he's George. One time when we were investigating there, we got an actual full body on the video, and this is one of the reasons why I'm upset that this website is no longer working. Is I actually had that picture hosted on this website, and all that's left is the thumbnail for it, and it really sucks that you can't get the full picture because it was incredible. But yeah, Kinder Cemetery is just right there on the highway, right across from the chemical plant, actually, of all
Ooh.
places. Yep, there's a chemical plant. But there's all kinds of really old graves there. There's actually a bunch of baby graves, and some of the babies are only like a year or less. It's kind of sad, really.
With how old the cemetery is, it kind of makes sense though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because back in the day, like you had like 7 children and maybe 4 of them survived.
Yeah.
Scarlet fever.
It's like the anti-vax lady jokes.
Oh.
I had 8 kids, but the one that survived seems fine.
Speaking of scarlet fever, I've actually had that before.
Yep. Who hasn't? We got antibiotics now, though.
Yeah, no, I survived.
99.9% survive.
No, we're not talking about COVID.
What?
No, think about it though. Think about it though. If COVID had existed 100 years ago, it would have been
cold.
It would have been almost as bad. It would have been almost as bad as the actual flu.
So one of the other things at Kinder Cemetery that was really strange that happened when we were there, my buddy had his flashlight in his hand, and it winked out and got super hot, and he's like, "Whoa, shit!" And he just drops it on the ground, picks it back up gently, and sets it on top of a stone, and just left it there for a little while because it was really hot for some reason. And this is just a regular powered by AA batteries flashlight. And then as we're moving away from it, continuing on, all of a sudden it just turned back on. And then we went back over and we pick it up. The thing is ice cold like it should be. And it was just kind of a strange phenomenon. Couldn't explain what happened. No idea what happened. Was it ghostly? Was it not? I don't know. That's up to interpretation, I suppose. But if you scroll down on the Kinder Cemetery thing here, and if you look on the right-hand side, there's little thumbnails. So scroll down a little bit.
Oh.
So if you see that thumbnail right there, unfortunately,
I'm not going to be able to click it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, but that's a picture that came from one of our video cameras, and you can still kind of see it, but it's not very good. That's a place that I would like to go and get again. See if I can get that cool.
Do you want to plan a trip?
Yeah, it's right outside where I live, pretty much.
So let's try to plan a trip for there, and then I also kind of want to get us to go to the boring Bigfoot museum.
That would be cool. One of the other places
I've always wanted to go.
One of the other places in Columbia County, in actually St. Helens, that's extremely active. This is a place that we've gotten tons of EVPs, and we never got pictures or anything, but Masonic Cemetery is probably one of the most active places that we've ever gone as far as like public places. It's actually where the founders of St. Helens itself are buried. It's owned by the local Masonic Lodge, and it's got some of the oldest actual gravestones that are still around, unlike the Pioneer Cemetery, which people have stolen those. And even just walking up the road to it, it is creepy as hell. We get voices telling us to go back, all kinds of stuff. Like,
Jesus Christ.
It's nuts. If you go down and look at some of the comments on this particular page's entry, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that people have talked about. The one at the very top, NWPI, that's actually our group. And yeah, so we were there. It said turn off their lights. It told us to not act the way that we were acting. Some of these people, telling people to hurry and get help and stuff like that.
Mm.
We've had
Mason,
ones that tell us to go turn around and leave. It's crazy.
the Freemasons are steeped in a lot of mystery, and that is something that like paranormal shit likes to latch onto.
Yeah. Even some of the stuff that people actually know about the Masonic Order, it's like, man, that's creepy as hell. And then what is going on behind the doors?
I think there's a documentary on Netflix about Masonic like rituals and shit,
Yeah,
and it's
I think I've
really
watched that.
good. It's really good if you get a chance to check it out.
Yeah. And how much of that is just, oh, hey, this is what we're going to let you know.
It might even be an elaborate hoax. Like they probably
Yeah.
are like, okay, let's set this up and just make some bullshit up and show the world some weird bullshit because they want to believe this weird bullshit, and so it'll be more steeped in like mystery.
That's true. That's true.
Money. It's all about the money.
That way.
It's all
So, that place, Masonic Cemetery, very interesting place. I'd love to go back again.
Hold on.
It's actually because of
This one is rated like a bajillion skulls out of a bajillion.
yeah. Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, this old website, man. I wish that it was still around. I'm sure that the people that were contributing to this website would like that too, if it would have stayed around and got updated and stuff. But stuff happens. If you go to strangeusa.com now, it's completely different. It's like somebody's blog or something.
2006 was one of the updates on one of the other things. So that's, let's say, 2016 would have been 10 years. That's like what, 15 years out of date?
Yeah, I think the last archived thing was in like 2017 for this website.
Here, what's the archive on this one? This webpage is 2017. Like this main page is 2017, but the Masonic one is archived at 2014.
Yeah.
In fact, do these have dates on them? 2008 there. This one 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
This person posted a lot. Oh, this is anonymous. Never mind.
Yeah, there's anonymous people on here.
2011.
So the group that was going around doing the investigating with me, I actually stopped going with those guys because of an incident that happened at the Masonic Cemetery where we were going to have a couple of extra people come along, and we're going to have a couple friends and show them, hey, this is what goes on at a ghost hunt. And so I get up to the top at the actual graveyard proper, and I'm sitting on this big, huge piece of cement slab that we usually staged at. And all of a sudden, here come like 25 people. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
So I had a conversation with them, and I was like, all right, guys, listen, this is not right. You guys can go ahead and do this if you want. So I took all of my shit, threw it in my car, and I left. And I never went back, and I never did it again.
A ghost hunt is supposed to be like kind of intimate. You got to have like maybe 10 people max.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's got to be. You're not there to have a party. And these people were coming up. They had like 6-packs and stuff. It's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
It's a sporting event.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of the history of where I stopped doing ghost hunting, is because of an extremely bad experience I had with the group that I was working with.
Childish behavior.
Yeah, very childish. Also in St. Helens, there's a couple more places that are decently haunted, and people have seen shit for years and years. One of the places, that's a good link right there. If you scroll down, there's a picture of the entrance to the Klondike restaurant and bar, which no longer is owned by the current operators. It's not even an operating business anymore, thanks to COVID. But this is one of the most haunted buildings in downtown St. Helens. Oftentimes when you're walking around downtown, you can see some really weird shit going on at that place. People have seen lights flicking on and off in the very, very top where nobody really goes. It's sort of storage maybe, but they do most of their storage stuff in the very below. Like they had most of their stuff in the very bottom floor.
In the basement, yeah.
Yeah, in the basement. It's an above ground basement.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because you got a staircase to get up into the door here. So yeah, it would have been like a partially submerged basement.
Yeah, so the Klondike used to be a hotel long, long time ago. And there's supposedly been several deaths during the time it was operating as a hotel. And there's supposed to be like a woman that is walking around. There's supposed to be some guy that you can see at the bar once in a while. A couple of the booths are supposedly haunted, where like you walk by and you'll see something, you turn around and then it's gone. Yeah, so the Klondike, it's actually been investigated a few times by, I want to say professional groups, but you know, everybody's an amateur in this sort of field.
I actually know somebody that used to live in St. Helens that says that he's part of a ghost hunting group. I got to get in contact with him. I think I have his phone number, but I kind of want to try to get him on here. His name is Jake Loveland, and he said that his group was approached by some TV executives to make a TV show. Because I think that he said that they've ghost hunt the Shanghai tunnels in Portland.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be an interesting one.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. The theater in St. Helens is also supposed to be haunted. I'm not entirely certain on like what's supposed to be there, but this theater's been around for a very long time. They actually just got a grant and they replaced that marquee on the front, and it looks very nice. But
nice.
Yeah, thankfully this place has been able to maintain operation, and it's been able to stick around during all the COVID stuff because it's very old theater, and I've actually seen quite a few movies there.
I love all the filigree they got going on the front with like the American flag on the crest and everything. That's really cool.
Yeah, sometime you got to come out and actually go in and check it out. It's pretty cool theater.
Do they do Rocky Horror?
No, I don't think
Damn
so.
It! I'm not interested then.
God damn it. One of the other links, I think it's actually the next one, it goes into a little bit more detail about the Klondike here. Yeah, so people talk about things happening on the second floor, a self-starting coffee machine, voices and stuff on for EVPs and such. And if you go down a little bit further, they've actually this is where it's been ghost hunted before.
Are we watching the video? Oh, let's see. This is 25 fucking minutes.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing. I mean, yeah, it's been ghost hunted before.
Skip through all the colors.
Ew, what the fuck is going on with this camera?
I don't know what's up with their camera.
It's like they got like a pink filter on their lights.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Normally when you record, night vision or whatever, it's green or just black and white.
This isn't even night vision. So what I think this is they have like a red filters on their lights, and their cameras are like trying to white balance it, and so it white balances to this like weird pink color. And oh, there's an orb there. There's a thing. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is most of that upstairs area where they're at. It's completely empty. Like nothing is ever up there. But yeah, it's been ghost hunted several times by a lot of different stuff, like a lot of different people.
I'll have to watch this later.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This one's not.
I don't think this one's very good, but there are other ones you could probably find.
Oh, it looks like they've got like a Kinect or something, because that's what, if this is a night vision camera, that's what the Kinect looks like. Actually, no, it wouldn't look like that. I was
Yeah, I don't
watching.
know.
Yeah. Oh my god, that video was atrocious to see. That people think that constitutes a good fucking video.
Right.
Although, if you're watching this, hello.
Yeah, this one talks just about a ghost of an old man in the balcony seat, and then the very last thing talks about how Halloween Town was filmed in St. Helens, which that has taken over St. Helens, and I wish it didn't.
You know what? I have
Because-
never seen Halloween Town. I
Don't.
didn't even know what it was.
Terrible. It was
You-
awful.
You have access to my Disney Plus. Watch it.
I will maybe watch it.
It's so
I heard
bad.
No, it's not good. It's not good. And for the hype that St. Helens gets for it, it's totally unwarranted.
Yeah. And because of it, we get flooded every single year. Columbia County gets just absolutely flooded by people coming from all over the place just because of stupid Halloween Town.
It wasn't
And
even.
so
It wasn't
if you're
even
watching, don't come here.
It wasn't even a Disney feature film. It was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
So the premise, for anybody that doesn't know, the premise of the movie is Halloween Town. They have like a witch college or a witch school. So it's like Harry Potter Disneyified.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
good. They have those weird like Full House moments where the father falls over and does this weird thing, and then everybody laughs. you know what I'm talking about? They're like sitting like this.
Well, that's the worst, dude.
They're sitting like this. They'll watch the dad and they'll go. That's the best way I can describe it.
You
It's
got the perfect laugh for that, Isaac.
No, I know. God damn it.
fucking Halloween Town. Oh my god.
Isn't there like 5 of those?
Is there more than one?
There's
There
at
are
least,
more than one.
There's at
I know
least
there's
2.
at least 2.
Oh no.
I stopped by there once, like a week before the event started, and they had a bunch of the stuff set up. It was like midnight. I was on my way back from the coast with Nate, and we're like, "Hey, let's stop and see Halloween Town." So we stopped, and there was nobody there. So we walked around the town square, and then we left.
Yeah.
And I'm
the
I'm glad nobody was there.
Yeah.
The worst part was, so this last year, they actually monetized the hell out of it. So if you wanted to go when anything was actually happening, it was $45 a day to go.
Well, because they needed to mitigate people coming in, and
Right.
putting a decent size monetization on it is a good way to mitigate that.
It's just, and
It's
it
sad
was
but true.
crazy. And so as a person who lives in the area, I would have to pay $45 to get into my own city's thing, or be escorted through it to actually get to any of the businesses down there, because I frequent some of those businesses.
Wait,
in
you have to
downtown.
be escorted to a bar downtown.
Yes. That's how stupid it was.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus
Or if you wanted to
Christ.
go, I don't know, to there's like a tax assessor down there, I think, and there's a print shop where you can go get things printed. You would have to get walked through, so that way they made sure that you didn't go have fun at Halloween Town, and you didn't, rip them off for their $45 that they would be trying to take from you every single day.
Can we tell the Antifa asshole hipsters to just go back to Portland?
Yeah.
Destroy your own town. Don't destroy Halloween Town. Destroy your own town.
Yeah, plus I don't understand. Okay, so we're gonna make Halloween Town the biggest thing in St. Helens when it was a crappy made-for-TV movie.
Oh.
When Twilight was actually partially filmed in St. Helens, which was a major motion picture that was in theaters and made a lot of money.
I'll honestly say I'd rather have Halloween Town than fucking Twilight.
So St. Helens is the same
Oh,
place
Jesus
that
Christ, what the
hosts
fuck is going on here?
Halloween Town, that's the Disney Channel
One of
movie,
these links
so you can get
makes
Oh,
noise.
Jesus Christ.
You'll pause it and then it'll start itself back up because they're fucking assholes on that
No,
website.
I've had that happen before. Like, holy fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's another link in the ones that I put that just talks about kind of the same thing, and then the one on the Shadowlands link. This one here is just in general places all around Oregon that have been reported as haunted.
This is just a wall of text. Can I make this big enough that I can fucking put it on my screen? It's just getting cut off.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a really long list, and it kind of goes over different places and different locations, tells about them a little bit. This is a really cool resource. Like if we wanted to get into doing different places, we could use this website and
in Oregon.
Kind of, yeah. We could just go around checking these places out if we wanted to, but it's some pretty cool stuff here. Like if you scroll down to Portland, there's a big list of it. There's Salem, there's a list of stuff.
Klamath Falls. I've been to some of those places.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff. Salem,
Portland.
St. Helens has got a few here listed that are
Burger King downtown.
Now nobody
literally
said that it was necessarily good.
It literally says Burger King downtown.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Old Town Pizza Company, the KUPL radio station, KWJJ radio station. Yeah. It's not necessarily an all-encompassed like great list, but it is a list nonetheless.
We should do Tryon Creek State Park. I really like that area.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. It says here, when conditions are right, generally right before a major storm, if you're out along the North Rim Trail, you will hear the sound of horses in harnesses and smell fresh cut timber. Even though the last time the area was logged was in the late 1800s. Down by the creek, you can hear in the early morning the sound of men getting ready for a day of work in the woods.
See, I kind of wonder when it comes to places once again, back into Columbia County, like the old Pioneer Cemetery area, because that's where a place called Camp 9, also, it was called Willark. It was the very first town in that area. Like Willark was the actual first town. It makes me wonder if there might be activity out that direction. I've never gone up there and done any kind of ghost hunting.
Shoot, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Edgefield is supposedly really haunted too. That McMinimans out there.
And
I've been there in a long time.
Once it would be fun to go again.
I love that place. That's a lot of fun, just in general.
Oh, that's a great complex over there.
Another place in the area, just right here next to Scappoose, where Camp 8 used to be. It's a big field. It's still a big open field along the Crown Zellerbach Trail. It's possible that place could also have some activity. They're all old logging places. Back, when this place was just covered in old growth. So there's got to be some sort of impression that had to have happened, especially considering how many deaths are associated with logging.
The Foot Locker downtown.
Let's go. Yes.
Yeah, we're going to Foot Locker, guys. Here we go. Salem, the hometown buffet.
You know what? That could be haunted by the ghost of an old person that died there when they were going from. Yeah, they went for their breakfast buffet, and then
That place is not good at all.
I mean, come on, we got to be honest here. No buffet is really good.
There are tons of buffets that are good. The casino
I
does
don't
have
know.
pretty good ones.
Chang's
Ugh.
Mongolian
pretty
Grill.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but
That
that's
was
a
a
lot
good one.
different. The food is
Was a
cooked
good
like
one.
right there in front of you. But I'm talking about places
Golden
like
Corral. Golden Corral.
there was one out in Kelso at the mall. JJ North's. Ugh,
Yeah,
gross.
no. Golden
I know what
Corral.
you're talking about.
Golden
Yeah, it's bad. It was
Golden
bad.
Corral is amazing. You get the like chocolate fondue fountain that you stick your like things into, but the kid like right before that you see the kid take his hand and just go like this through it.
Yeah.
And it's like circulating chocolate.
I love that video of speaking of chocolate fountains, of that parakeet that just goes and just gets covered with chocolate.
I know which one you're talking about.
Oh my god, that's great.
Oh man. So this has been fun. We are actually at about just under an hour, or almost an hour, which is a perfect spot to stop. Oh wait. White supremacist hand signs. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So, does anybody have any final or ending thoughts or words or comments or concerns?
Main thing is any place or person that we've talked about today, don't go flood that place. Don't go flood those people with messages. Leave them alone. Leave the places alone. If you do go to any of those places, leave them better than when you came. Like maybe pick up some trash. Take it with you. Just don't be a dick.
Never harass anybody.
That's a great one.
Unless their name is AOC. Oh, did I say the quiet part loud?
Ending thoughts. Don't be a dick, basically.
What is it? Wheaton's Law?
Yeah, that's the one that he breaks all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Will Wheaton is kind of a dick.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
He was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I see this game has been endorsed by Will Wheaton, oh shit, I don't want to play it.
Oh yeah, because he went full SJW.
Yeah.
Fuck! I want to like you, Will. I want to like you so bad. But me, I personally
you still like Elliot, right? Or is
what?
Ellen? Elliot? Do you still like Elliot? Ellen? Whatever.
Are you talking about Elliot Page?
Yeah.
No.
You're a social justice warrior, pretty much.
What's the term? Trans-trender? Like that's it's you need the oppression points, and so you just design your own oppression. And that's just so I don't want to get political, but I'm going to. So a lot of what's happening right now is you have all these like men that are being disingenuous and being disenfranchised. I mean, they're being disenfranchised by society, by Twitter, by just everybody at large. Like they're being demonized, especially white men. They're being demonized because A, they're male, and B, they're white. And so they need a reason to not hate themselves. And so the best way to do that is to become a female. And so then they get to be a champion. And it's bullshit. We need to not be disenfranchising our young men, our young white men. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm going on a rant here, but fuck people that hate white men. And you need to fucking think about what you're doing and rethink your fucking life, you piece of shit. I'm sorry. I apologize.
On the other hand, though, a lot of the problems that we have today might add to this list.
In 20 years, we're going to have a fucking longer list.
Yeah.
Well, suicide and turmoil is a thing that adds to a list like this. And so a tormented soul is something that will be somebody that sticks around after the
Well,
fact.
it's the energy. It's going to leave a residue.
But I do want to end with this at least. And like, so what is it? 1 in 4 transgender people will commit suicide. That is a sad fact and a sad statistic. If you need help, you can reach out to this show, reach out to seriouslycast@gmail.com. Reach out to myself, Scott. If you need to talk to either Teresa or Nick, I'll forward the email. Or there's also the suicide prevention hotline. Just type in suicide on Google, and it's the first fucking link. I'll post a link to it in the description down below. Post the number as well. It is not okay to take your own life. It's like, I'm not gonna blame anybody, but it's kind of selfish because you are loved by the people around you, regardless if you feel any other way. And I'm not trying to denigrate people that actually have gender dysphoria, people that actually are transgender. I just feel that it's a symptom of a larger issue.
Yeah.
I got my grandstanding out there. I'm sorry.
I think that's also something we can go into more when we talk about like sanitariums and stuff.
We probably could. We probably should.
Yeah. Mental health is a huge thing for sure.
In
Especially
fact,
nowadays.
back on that TikTok thing, yeah, mental health is a big thing because, yeah, when you first see that video, that looks like it's kind of a shadow figure, and it's really creepy. And I've only ever seen videos where shadow figures are like, and they're gone. That one was on the screen for 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so there's probably good proof that it's actually not a shadow figure. That's probably a person that has mental issues. Or is just harassing the fuck out of this family.
For the church grounds.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe they are expecting some sort of charity from the church, and I don't know.
Who knows?
You never know.
Well, I'm sorry
Wait for some
about
line.
I am sorry about that outburst I had just a minute ago, but there's a lot of things that I have like very strong opinions on, and that's one of them. And it pisses me off. Actually, I'm gonna go off on one tangent before I go. There was one time I had somebody ask me about like men's rights issues, and I'm not necessarily a men's rights activist, but they asked me about men's rights issues, and I'm like, well, as a white male, I don't get to have an opinion, and I feel that's wrong, and I get to be told that I shouldn't have an opinion, and I am lower than dirt because of how I was born. Is that right? And I was talking to a friend, and they're like, I've never thought about it that way. I'm like, yeah, I'm a person, and I get to have my opinion, and just because I'm born into the quote unquote elite class and I'm privileged because I'm white, fuck that. That's not how that shit works. We're all human beings. We're all one race. It's the human race.
It is the human race. I agree.
And I'm not saying that from a position of privilege. I'm saying that as a person that exists in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, we're all probably from aliens anyway.
we're an alien experiment. I watched a video on that the other day.
Yeah, that's something we could go into as well. Panspermia, the idea that we were seeded.
Okay.
Is this the RH negative or positive of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, both.
I'm going to push the button for the end of this episode because I've already fucked everything up. Okay, cool. We'll see you guys in a month.
Okay.
You guys stick around. I'm going to talk to you.
What, me?